So President Trump said something curious in his press conference on Friday. To be more accurate, he said about 25 curious things, some that verged on insanity, talking about how, I don't want to speak for Obama, but he told me that he was going to go to war with North Korea. Of course, he did no such thing, and you just said you didn't want to speak for him, and the list goes on. To CNN, sit down, you're fake news. So you're used to that. But here was a fun part of that when he was talking about the Nobel Peace Prize. Let's watch.
I think I can say this. Prime Minister Abe of Japan gave me the most beautiful copy of a letter that he sent to the people who give out a thing called the Nobel Prize. He said, I have nominated you, or respectfully on behalf of Japan, I am asking them to give you the Nobel Peace Prize. I said, thank you. Many other people feel that way too. I'll probably never get it, but that's okay. They gave it to Obama. He didn't even know what he got it for. He was there for about 15 seconds and he got the Nobel Prize. He said, oh, what did I get it for? With me, I probably will never get it.
That's what I have to say to that. He gave me the most beautiful copy of the letter. Was the letter beautiful or the copy of the letter beautiful? What does any of that mean, right? See, nominating for me for a thing they call the Nobel. Yeah, we all know what they call it, except for your followers who might be like, Nobel Peace Prize, what peace? They give prizes for that? Nobody knew that. Okay, so I think they call Nobel. The only part he got right was they did randomly give it to Obama. Right? Like he walked into office, they're like, here's your Nobel Peace Prize, when he hadn't done anything yet. Mainly because he wasn't Bush. That's how traumatized we were by the last Republican president. Anyway, and many other people feel that way. Okay, hold. So we're like, Prime Minister Abe of Japan nominated him. So then all of a sudden there's a story out in one of the leading Japanese newspapers, Asahi Shimbun, and they note this. According to the sources, the US government informally asked Tokyo to nominate Trump after he met with North Korean leader Kim Jong Un in Singapore in June, the first ever summit between the two countries. You get it? Abe nominated Trump because Trump asked him to. Oh, that's so sad. Sad, baby. Yeah, I remember when the Mohandas was going around going, hey, anybody want to nominate me, Mahatma Gandhi, for the Nobel Peace Prize? Anybody, please, please, please? Yeah, that's what Nobel Peace Prize recipients usually do. So is it true? Well, they asked Abe, and he said, in light of the Nobel's committee's policy of not disclosing recommenders and nominees for 50 years, I declined to comment, and I never said I didn't nominate Trump. In other words, yeah, that's exactly what happened. He said, I'm not saying this, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, okay, the nomination happened. Well, did the US, did Trump ask you to nominate him for the Peace Prize? I don't really want to say. I mean, if you ask me, hey, did Trump ask you to nominate him for the Peace Prize? I'd be like, hell no, he didn't, right? He didn't, and I wouldn't have, right? So, of course, that's what happened. God, that's so sad for a president to go around asking other world leaders, don't you think I'm fantastic? Why don't you give me a beautiful copy of your letter saying that I should win the Nobel Peace Prize? Now that puts the Japanese prime minister in an incredibly difficult position. What's he supposed to say? No, jackass, that makes no sense at all. So he's got to, in order to be diplomatic, be like, sure, Mr. President, of course. And for him, there isn't that much downside to it. It's a nomination. He isn't. Trump's also right about this part. He ain't gonna win, right? He's like, I guess this is embarrassing, but I guess let's nominate him because it doesn't really cost us anything. Don't put our allies in a position like that. God, you're an embarrassment to the whole country. The people who win the Nobel Peace Prize don't normally have to beg for it. And by the way, merited. What did you accomplish with North Korea? What did you accomplish? I wanted you to have meetings. We were on your side on that. You go and have the meetings. You're like, it's all solved now. Okay, and Obama would have gone to war with North Korea, but now there's no war. And now we find out in an unrelated story today that it turns out our intelligence officials have been telling him, no, they're still preparing their missiles. They haven't changed anything. He's like, I don't believe you. Putin told me that they're not. Literally, I'm not kidding. That's what Andrew McCabe said about what Trump told US intelligence officials. I don't believe you because Putin told me that North Korea is not doing it. And you want a peace prize for nothing? We got nothing accomplished with North Korea. I want you to accomplish something with North Korea. I want you to get a peace treaty. I'm actually, believe it or not, rooting for you on that. But to think because you had one meeting where the North Korean dictator complimented you that you solved North Korea and that you should go beg the Japanese Prime Minister to nominate you for the Nobel Peace Prize shows you what a clueless halfwit you are, which unfortunately has been proven 1,000 times over.
The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.